It's not easy to play Jesus, Jonathan. Jonathan Roumie knows that better than anyone. I mean, there's no denying that his portrayal of Jesus in The Chosen has earned him widespread praise. But let's admit it, this role also comes with intense pressure, both spiritually and emotionally. Plus, there's the fact that while the series has brought the story of Jesus to millions, it hasn't been without controversy. If you didn't know, recent scenes from Season 5 have sparked heated debates about biblical accuracy, leaving even Jonathan caught in the middle of the tension between creative storytelling and theological truth. Yep, our beloved The Chosen is facing a lot of criticism at the moment, and I can't help but question, is it worth it for Jonathan to take on a role that is, yes, powerful, but also spiritually draining, especially when the show's accuracy is being called into question? Let's talk about it. Well, would you believe me if I said everything started because of a sneak peek that triggered all the criticism toward the series? I'll show it to you in a second, but before I do, let me give you some context. The scene shows a conversation between Jesus and Judas, and while The Chosen has always taken creative liberties to expand on biblical moments, this one had people, including me, feeling uneasy simply because of the fact that in the scene, Jesus tells Judas, "I will pray for you." Interesting and particular choice of words, right? I bet a lot of you guys think right now that this is just a small detail. What's all the buzz about? But for those of us familiar with the Bible, it raised a huge red flag. Let's watch the scene first before moving forward. Jesus, then I will pray for you. Here's the thing. Nowhere in Scripture does Jesus say these words to Judas. In fact, what we do know from the Bible paints a very different picture. In John 17:12, Jesus refers to Judas as the son of perdition, emphasizing that Judas's betrayal was foretold. Jesus knew what was coming, and he didn't try to change Judas's mind or pray for him to make a different choice because that choice was already set in motion. That's where the issue comes in for many people. For instance, in a recent social media post, Pastor Gabriel Hughes didn't hold back, pointing out that this addition isn't just extra dialogue. It changes the theological meaning of Jesus' relationship with Judas. He said, "Contrary to The Chosen, the Bible does not say Jesus told Judas, 'I will pray for you.' He called Judas the son of perdition, destined to betray the Son of God. According to Scripture, Jesus did not pray for Judas to make a different choice, or we wouldn't be saved." I don't know about you, but this post kind of hit me. Don't get me wrong, I still adore The Chosen, of course, but it's our responsibility to point out its inaccuracies because we're talking about the Bible. Right? So basically, if Jesus had prayed for Judas to change his mind, it would mean there was a possibility of Judas not betraying him. And if Judas didn't betray Jesus, would the crucifixion have happened as it did? Honestly, I have no idea, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. But it's hard to ignore how much this changes the core narrative of Jesus' sacrifice. By the way, if you like this video so far, make sure to leave me a comment below and like and follow, because I love discussing The Chosen with you guys over here. Now, back to the video. Florida Southern Baptist pastor Adam Page also weighed in on the debate. He said, "There's the Bible, and then there's The Chosen. The two rarely, if ever, meet." I think we can all agree that these are harsh words. Personally, I doubt The Chosen deserves such sharp criticism. That being said, I think his words are worth considering. Still, Shane Idleman, the lead pastor of Westside Christian Fellowship in California, also raised concerns with the words, saying, "I'm not sure that Jesus ever had Judas's heart initially or prayed for him. We have to be careful with creative freedom." I have to admit, even though it breaks my heart, I get where they're coming from. Here's the thing. Most of us consume The Chosen as if it's the actual Bible on screen. Most of us overlook all those creative liberties and take them as theological facts. Even the actors get so deep into the atmosphere that they feel like they are truly a part of the Bible story. Jonathan himself has talked about how deeply personal and heavy it is to play Jesus, because at times he feels like he is Jesus. Imagine carrying that emotional weight only to have people question the accuracy of your work, not just creatively, but spiritually. That's gotta take a toll. I mean, even as an audience member, I feel the weight of falling deep into this show, so I can't imagine how Jonathan and the rest of the cast feel about it. But let me know what you think. Plus, unfortunately, this isn't the only scene that sparked backlash, and this time, it's not about a few words in a conversation. It's about a major game-changing plotline that isn't found anywhere in the Bible. If you've been watching The Chosen from the beginning, you probably know about Rama. But here's the thing, she's not a biblical character. The show introduced her as Thomas's love interest, which is fine. But then, something went terribly wrong in Season 4, Episode 3. In the episode, Jesus heals a man born blind, just like in John 9. But after that moment, chaos erupts. The Pharisees are outraged, the crowd stirs, and a Roman governor named Quintus shows up to restore order. Then, out of nowhere, Quintus fatally stabs Rama. She dies right there, bleeding on the ground, while Thomas pleads with Jesus to heal her. But Jesus simply does not heal her. Instead of healing Rama, Jesus looks at Thomas and says, "It is not her time. I love you, Thomas. He loves you. I'm so sorry." Yep, that did happen in the show. And yet, there is no such scene in the Bible. Well, not going to lie, I loved this scene when watching it. I even cried a bit. But it seems like from a theological perspective, it's pretty problematic, as it makes people question, why would Jesus refuse to heal someone he loved? I don't know what you think about it, but personally, I feel like this is a fair question. Dallas Jenkins has defended the scene, though, saying that the disciples struggle with the same questions we do. Why doesn't Jesus always intervene? In a recent interview, he said, "We're going to go beyond the resurrection, showing some of those days before Jesus ascends into heaven. We want to go that far." Clearly, Dallas believes they're doing their best to keep things biblically accurate while still allowing room for creative storytelling. And honestly, I believe in his intentions, but part of me wishes they were more careful with certain creative choices, especially when it comes to scenes like these that can confuse people about core theological truths. This is where Jonathan's experience comes into focus. Playing Jesus is hard enough, but when the show introduces moments that don't align with Scripture, it's Jonathan who has to carry the weight of that controversy. He's not just acting, he's representing one of the most sacred figures in history. The emotional and spiritual toll of that is enormous. Jonathan has spoken openly about how playing Jesus has deepened his faith, but also left him feeling spiritually attacked at times. So I have to wonder, is it worth it for him to take on this role when the creative choices behind the scenes are stirring up so much controversy? Let me know what you think. For more weekly updates and analysis on The Chosen, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.